question I often get is, what do I do with my feet when jumping? So let's get into that today, because I'm working with Dan, and Dan is doing advanced jumps, and I've been noticing something he does with his feet that he might need to correct. As you could tell, Dan is getting slightly nose heavy on these bigger jumps. I'm at Hunkley, Gravity, and Bella Vista, and I'm rotating between different jumps because no jump is the same, and it is good to get repetitions in on all types of jumps. So it's really important that when we're jumping, on the face of the jump, our heels are pressing down into the bike, into the pedals. Drop the heels. Once we come up, we're shifting that to pointing the toes down, especially on flat pedals. We want to make sure we grab that pedal with the toes down, kind of pulling the bike, keeping the bike close to us. But then on the back side, we want to make sure we are pointing more forward on the same grade as the slow downwards and absorbing it. With Dan, what is happening? He keeps pulling. It's like a hamstring pull almost all the way to the end until he lands. That's why his body weight is shifting forward and he's getting nose heavy. So what we're trying to do today is, once he's coming up, toes are pointing down, and then we're trying to flatten the feet back out again, so his body's position is going to stay more centered. I'm really trying to show you guys is that it's not just about learning how to jump. It's also about like how you currently jump in. How long have you been riding? Have you had a crash before? What kind of body position do you currently have on the bike? And I see with coaching so many people that there's so much variety in all of that. And with these videos, I'm really hoping that you can relate to some of these people and be like, man, that's totally how I'm jumping, and give you some tips that you can improve your jumping skills at home. Yeah! So when you're on flat pedals, it is really important to have the pedal under the ball of your foot. We don't want to be on the tip of our toes, and we don't want to be too far backwards on the heel. The ball of the foot is really important. If you're clipped in, some of the races nowadays, you'll see they're a little bit more towards the back on the ball of the foot, but they have really good ankle flexibility. But for you, I would say start with under the ball of your foot, clipped in, same thing. Find the right spot. Don't go too far forward, don't go too far backwards, but I would say a quarter from the bottom up. That's normally like a good spot. And I'll grab a video of my own shoe, overlay that right here with some B-roll, so hopefully that helps you with understanding where your foot needs to be on the pedal. Once you start catching airtime, it is really important that before you're pressing in, like I said earlier, and you're coming up, your toes are pointing down, you're kind of grabbing that pedal. The flat pedals especially have some pins on them. Hook them in your ball of the shoe and kind of, we say, the kids always like to say, scoop poop off your shoe. It's kind of like the scooping movement you make when you got poop under your shoe. I always love it, what they come up with. So think of that up in the air, and then once you get back down, relax those feet again and get on the back side. Wow. Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope this was helpful. I did a little interview with Dan, and I put some bits and pieces in here. We did not have mics on us, and that's my bad. Next time I will. So the audio is not the greatest, but I hope you could still hear most of it. I just didn't want this to go to waste, because I know a lot of people struggle with knowing where to place their feet. Hope this helps. Hope this helps for you at home. If you have any other questions, please drop them in the comment box below, and see you guys out on the trail. Dan, first of all, thank you for being here today and doing a lesson with me. One of the things that was interesting with you that I saw today, so Dan's toes were really pointing down, and at the end he was really pulling the bike, the back end into his body, so back into his butt, and that made him nose heavy.
I think I was trying to create more airtime, by doing that, instead of just getting upright and letting the technique and the speed carry me.
Yeah. Thank you. And I know you crashed before too a while back. You had a pretty decent crash, so props for you getting back and doing big jumps like this.
Yeah, I had a big crash in January, but I came out of that, and my motivation was to get back on the bike, but take some courses and learn how to do better and safer.
Nice. And we have some goals, right, that you want to still hit here in Bentonville. What is the next one?
I would really like to do drop the hammer, but I definitely want to do it coach through and safe.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the next video we'll see Dan going off, drop the hammer, and I will definitely help him with that. So thank you, and till next time.
Thank you, Anneke.
Thank you for watching. See you guys.